Show Week Actors Vlog. This is part 2. This is from the 16th of October through to the 18th of October, and I did give a little bit of information for the 19th of October, just what a vocal warm-up was. The 17th of October we got to EastEndTales 6. This is just the feedback. All that our scene, well, the people in our scene were doing was going in for the run-throughs, but we didn't need any extra help at this point, so we did not receive that because everything was pretty much polished, or pretty perfect, as Nikki says. I love her so much. I agree with her because it was pretty perfect, but obviously as we're going to get older and get more skills, it could, if we went back, we could make it even better. EastEndTales 6, she said, was working really well. I needed to be louder still on my opening lines because my other lines were great. So obviously I had improved. So it just says me, because I wrote down who was doing what. So I need to be louder in opening lines for the old lady. Other ones were good. Dan Mackenzie's next please was quicker than the day before's. Daniel was better with his lines. There was no pause. Transition, the characterization was good. Everyone just needs to space out a bit more. EastEndTales 7, lines were good most of the time. Aaron had good characterization, but lines need going over again because there were a few that were a bit iffy. Jade, don't be apologetic for what she does. So basically she screams in the scene and goes or smiles at someone. She shouldn't be apologetic because of that. She shouldn't take it back because it says she screams, and boy does she scream, or man does she scream. I don't know. It's just something along the lines of that. But she did it really well. She said it was embarrassing. That's why she gets awkward and apologetic. And Nikki's just like, don't be. It works. It's really good. Just don't apologise for it. If you're going to scream, scream and don't apologise. So that's something that she needed to take on board. Second half of EastEndTales 7 went well. Holly needs to do the for long arm of the law properly with the hand facing the audience and not the floor like that. So she was doing it like, nope. She was doing it, she was doing it like that. Sorry, and not that, like that, but not that. EastEndTales 7, Aaron needs to do, yeah, he knows, with Holly, Sam and Lauren, and she will never be caught with them as well. Rianne, last lines needs learning. EastEndTales 8 looks good apparently. Julian cover for Elle's line, except he acts like he is rich, which is Sam's line, because Sam had done it for so long when Elle hadn't been here. In the epilogue, Belle? I mixed two people's names. Becky needs to take over Elle's taxi scene because apparently she knew the lines quite well, so she just was going to take it over completely. The movers just needed to be confident. She didn't say anything about the transition between the EastEndTales 8 and the epilogue, so I presume everything was fine, otherwise she would have said something about it. The 18th of October 2017, matinee day, as I put down. Erin came in and watched us for this run through, and she said, overall really good. Everyone has really good energy on stage, except for a couple of people, and they just need to feed off. They need to have more energy, and everyone just needs to feed off of each other. The volume, most were doing really well. Just some people needed to have more volume. Majority of scenes are good. Sam needs to sit in the middle of the steps in his scene because he was just hidden and it just didn't look good. Jade needs to scream properly, so she kept apologising for it, and she shouldn't have. As Erin said, if she's gonna scream, scream. Lizzie needs to hold the movement for a fag in scene 8. Boothsay's taxi bit was weird because Reese was not there. That's what she pointed out. But she said, I know, it's she knows the reason now. Which was Reese wasn't there. No giggling when bowing. Or when coming on to bow or going off. Prologue was good. This is from Nikki now. The prologue was good. Ryan connects with the audience. Sam needs to keep the projection because he turns his head around and it loses the projection. Because it'd be like if I talk like this and then I look over my shoulder, it doesn't sound good. And what I said was, it was like if I look over my shoulder like this, I lose my projection. He just needed to keep the projection up. Everyone needs to carry on with doing character actions and stay in character afterwards. We still froze. Every passenger froze. Like, there was not really anyone that didn't freeze. It's just none of us wanted to be the odd one out that was moving and get marked down for it. So that was a bit awkward. That's just a little bit of my feedback on what we did. The transition was good. Eastern Tales 1 was good. Eastern Tales 2, Chanel needs to pause for a bit so we can laugh, and she also needs to be louder. So what Chanel was doing was, we started laughing, and literally within a couple of seconds she said, but hates it, feels silly, which is our cue to cut off. So she came in a bit too quickly because all we went was, ha, okay. Like, we just needed to laugh a little bit longer, and she used that feedback really well, and she actually did improve on that, and we had a proper amount of time to laugh and for the character to get uncomfortable and go, but hates it. And I think that did actually help her come in and be louder. As Nikki said, I do think it would help. Everything else was good, apparently. Transition, no obscene words, so no swear words, no nothing like that. Although there are swear words in the piece, it's just there's no need to add to them. Eastern Tales 3, Agatha was louder, yay. Her dad line was good. Agatha needs to hand over the umbrella to Regan. Charlotte needs to be louder even though she was ill, bless her. Apparently overall it was a good scene. I'm just going to say all the transitions were good because all the feedback for the transition was good. So Eastern Tales 4, so much better. Really moving because of the story. So especially the end when Jada looks at the audience and says goodbye, because the line before is, "You are Louise kissed Link. Everyone else except Jada puts their heads down," and Jada looks straight at the audience and says goodbye, and apparently Erin looked over at Nikki and went. So yeah, it was really moving. Oh, and speaking of heads down after the word Link. Work on the problem. They need to work on the problem part of the scene, or they needed to. Turns out on the matinee it was really good, and so was on the night. Energy needs to stay up throughout because in the middle apparently it was a little bit flat, which is understandable considering it's a long scene. Eastern Tales 5 was good energy. Becky was louder than before. Again, still needs to be a little bit louder. Eastern Tales 6. I need to be louder. Well, I needed to be louder, should I say, in Eastern Tales 6. It was hard, but I still managed to get louder each time. Lizzie was good. A couple of pauses. Daniel forgot his lines briefly, but he recovered them quite well, and that's the main thing. If you have a bit of a pause, it just matters about recovering it and making it look as seamless as possible and making it seem like the pause was supposed to be there and not showing that you've messed it up. Eastern Tales 7 was better. Lauren needed to click at some point. I can't remember when they said the click was. It just says when she said it, it was everyone else clicks at one point, and Lauren needed to click, and apparently she saw that and panicked a little bit better. The second half, Holly forgot a line and Sam saved it. They changed the forgotten line to a choral line with Sam and Holly, or between Sam and Holly. So if Holly forgot the line, and Sam would say it anyway. So one of them would always be saying the line at least. The transition to 8 was really good. As I said, all the transitions were marked as good. Eastern Tales 8 was really good. No one should be apologetic for their movements. I'm not sure whether I was, but I still took that advice on board if it was for me anyway. The epilogue, Regan and Emily were really good. Becky did well, and Jenny got the part the day before. So she actually performed it like it was her part the whole time, which is really good because, as I said, she got the role yesterday, or should I say, the day before. Charlie and Jade have to be louder, and the characterisation was great. She did say we all did really well, and that's the feedback we got from everyone on the night and on the after the matinee. So it was really good. As I said, there is no more actors vlogs because that's pretty much covered everything, considering Eastern Tales 6 and Eastern Tales 2, the prologue, and Eastern Tales 8 weren't scenes that needed to be worked on. So we did not need to run through those. So I just was there for the run throughs. So I had quite a lot of free time, unfortunately. Like, I wouldn't have minded of running through them a few more times just to make sure I was confident on everything, and just so I could work on my projection for the elderly woman. But I did that in one of the warm-ups, because one of the warm-ups was picking a line from our script and saying it loudly, in character and with emotion, and I just said it as loudly as I could in a elderly woman's voice. Unfortunately, I don't think I said it as loud as I should have on the night, because apparently you can never be too loud. I got a little bit embarrassed, but it was still the loudest I've done it, because I could feel it being the loudest I'd ever done it. So that's it for the actors vlogs for term 1 for Tales from the Street. I hope I've given you all the information that you need to mark me, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the progression from the start of Eastern Tales to the end. So until the next actors vlog, if there ever will be one again, because I might write them next time, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, bye.